This is the briefing for Friday, October 11th that I'm actually doing on Saturday, October 12th because I was out of the office for most of the day yesterday. But it was a very interesting day in the stock indices. You can see that we had, as I discussed in Thursday's briefing, we had a retest of the breakout point in the spiders, and then of course that led to a surge in prices on Friday. Which is this is typical when you get a breakout from an area of consolidation like this, that you see a retest of that breakout point, and then if it holds, if the breakout point holds, then you see a pretty big surge in prices, which is exactly what happened in the spiders. Not so much in the Qs though. You can see here that we didn't really get a retest of the breakout point, and it's really still in a consolidation or a rotational pattern, testing this 494 area. So basically, you know, it's really going to be interesting to see if the Qs or the Nasdaq itself can build on some strength and really see some type of a move higher, as we did in the spiders and in the Russell. If you remember, I talked about the Russell diverging from the other indices as they were in an uptrend. The Russell was in a consolidation move. But then on Friday, we got a big surge, testing the 215 area on Thursday, which was support, the lower extreme from this area of rotation. That held, and then of course Friday's surge in prices took it right through 220, and then almost testing the 222 area, which is the next upside resistance. In terms of the daily charts, concerning to this move still is the lack of volume. You can see that that volume actually ticked down in Friday's trading. You can see also, though, that breadth expanded and expanded nicely, supporting the move. So we did have some of the internals that were supporting the move as well. The number of stocks above the 52, or trading above their 52-week high, increased today or on Friday, so it was supporting as well. But volume is just very, very concerning at this point in time. Same thing with the Qs. Look at volume in the Qs. It is in a rotational pattern right above this 490 area, which is typical for volume to fall off in a rotational pattern. Got testing this high right at the 494 area. So watch what happens with the Qs. If it trades back below 487, 488. That could be a signal that we're going to see some type of rotation back through this range once again. Once again, you know, you can see here that breadth was trending lower as the market was trying to trade higher in both the spiders and in the Qs. And then, of course, on Friday we had a really explosion of breadth to support at least the move that we saw. In the Russell, you can see the IWM, you can see volume falling off Friday as well. It's just very surprising to see that the explosion of prices in the spiders and in the IWM based on this low volume. But then, of course, you can see breadth broke trend and broke through this trend line. So it's going to be important to see what happens on Monday. Because if we see a move back to the downside to test support, or if we see higher prices and lower breadth, that's going to signal weakness coming into this move, and it may have been just a one-day wonder in terms of that explosion in prices that we saw. In terms of being overbought and oversold, the NYSE is slightly overbought, but it does not preclude the index from trading higher. The Nasdaq is getting extremely overbought, but once again, we could see higher prices on Monday. And I want to reiterate this very carefully. If we do see higher prices and we see lower breadth readings and not stronger breadth readings, and we don't see an increase in volume, that could lead to some type of suggestion that the rally and the breakout move that we saw this week is really not that strong, and we could see support levels tested once again. In terms of total volume, you can see this is volume on the NYSE, and you can see it is just collapsing as well. The 10-day exponential moving average of volume on the NYSE is headed down, and the same thing with the Nasdaq. The 10-day exponential moving average is trending lower as volume turned down in yesterday's trading as well. So it's going to be very interesting to see how the internals resolve what's happening in terms of price in the first part of next week's trading. Pick this back up again on Monday for subscribers. Have a great weekend.